makes him physically sick. Right, the northern pole of inaccessibility is known as one of the last uncharted areas in the world. There have been several attempts to reach it, and while reports differ, it is believed nobody has ever quite made it on foot. Well, now one PhD student from UCL aims to change that, and Chloe Moss joins us now. Thank you for coming in. A brave mission, some might say ridiculous. We'll find out why in a moment, but just tell us where the pole of inaccessibility is, the northern one, that is.
So it's the furthest point from land in the Arctic Ocean.
Yeah.
It's 800 miles from where we're going in Canada, and it's a further 200 miles from the North Pole.
Right. So when people talk about the extremes of getting to the North Pole, you're then going to go a further 200 miles on into no man's land, as it were.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going in the middle of winter, so it's going to be pretty cold. It's sort of Mother Nature at her worst, I think.
Some might say, why then? But then I guess you want to go when it's frozen.
Yeah, exactly. So we have the obvious problem is that the polar ice caps are melting at an incredibly fast rate. So we really need to go when it's coldest, otherwise we put ourselves at risk.
So apart from the extreme cold, I think its temperatures are like -50 or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
What are the other risks?
So, yeah, obviously there's frostbite and polar bears and things like that, and navigation is difficult. There's a lot of things that could prove problematic, but we're led by Jim McNeill, who's a famous polar explorer, and he has got 30 years' experience and knows what he's doing.
Right. And what is it that's made you decide to do this?
So the expedition is actually preliminary, a sort of scientific endeavour to collect data about the conditions of the sea ice in the Arctic, and that's sort of what's driven me, because climate change is something that affects all of us, and I think it's difficult to understand what we can do to help, but the data we'll be gathering is sort of, it's so valuable to scientists that we can really do something to help.
Well, yeah, quite, because nobody has quite made it, so as far as reports go there. So actually, you're not quite sure what you'll find when you get there.
Exactly.
How exciting. I can't imagine it's cheap. I guess you probably need support there.
No, and that's what me and the other members of the Ice Warrior team are currently trying to raise lots of money through sponsorship, and I have a GoFundMe page where I'm trying to get support from public and friends to invest in this expedition, which obviously I think is a worthwhile cause. And just talk us through some of the preparation, because I believe you've done quite a bit so far, some kind of gruelling expedition already. Yeah, our selection weekend in Dartmoor was a tough weekend of hiking through Dartmoor in the rain, in the middle of the night, with no food or water or sleep. And I'm just about to, this evening, I'm going to head back to Dartmoor for some more training for the next 2 weeks, but also we'll be heading out to the Arctic in January for some real sea ice training, where we get on the skis and learn a bit about polar bears and things. Yeah, and how to avoid those kind of incidents. I imagine the other thing you'll probably have to deal with is permanent darkness. At that time of year, there won't be much light. Exactly, yeah. So when we're going to Svalbard in January, I think it's almost completely, I think there's very little daylight. So I think that's one of the things that is mentally hard, is the aspect of darkness, and also when we're actually out there, there's very few things other than white. So yeah, it'll be a very different experience to what we're used to. It certainly will. Okay, well, we wish you well, Chloe Moss from UCL. Thank you for joining us, and we'll stay in touch. Let us know how you get on with it. Right.